Hello, and welcome to another Cuz Bad Guys character card breakdown. In this breakdown, we are going to go through the DC and Marvel Universe game by Night Models. So I've pulled up Black Adam. This is an example character card that I'm going to go over for that game. Every character has a name and they are unique. So you can never take characters that have the same name or the same hero name. So if you took the Black Adam, you would not be able to take another Black Adam. Let's go to level. So level is going to be the point cost for the character. So for Black Adam, the level is 16, so he counts as 16 points towards the crew that you're taking. The next important thing is going to be just under level, which is affiliate. So affiliate is the team. So for example, Black Adam is an enemy of the Justice League. So the Justice League symbol is red. If he was a good guy for the Justice League, it would be blue. And if he was neutral for the Justice League, it would be gray. So with taking Black Adam, you can only take bad guys or neutral characters for the Justice League. Next, let's go on to attributes. So each one of the attributes are going to be important in their own right. So the first attribute is going to be power. So for example, Black Adam is power 10. Power shows you how powerful your character is and how often he can activate. So at the beginning of the turn, in the power phase, Black Adam will get 10 power tokens to be able to activate during his turn when he activates, or to be able to be reactive and try to block incoming hits or be tougher when people try to hit him. The next attribute is speed. As you can see, there's different levels of speed. So for example, Black Adam has speed 4, speed 7, and speed 13. So when he activates, he can spend 1 power to go 4 inches, he can spend 2 power to go 7 inches, or he can spend 3 power to go 13 inches. That is the way speed works in this game. The next attribute is going to be strength. Strength is how strong the character is in the game. Every character is going to have a strength attribute, and this is going to tie into size. So every piece of terrain in the DC Marvel Universe game can be interacted with characters. So something like a lamppost is going to be size 2, or something like a car or a truck could be size 3 or 4. Strength means that anything that size and smaller, this character can pick up by spending power tokens. And then anytime he does a throw action, they can throw whatever object it is, double their strength value in inches. So for example, Black Adam can throw a car size 3 10 inches because his strength is 5. The next stat is attack. Attack is the value that you add. You're going to add this value to your dice rolls when you try to hit someone. So for example, if Black Adam was to attack someone, you would roll dice, add the dice value to 6, which is Black Adam's attack, add those together, and see if you hit the character that you were aiming at. The next attribute is size, which we kind of touched when we talked about strength. Size for Black Adam is 2. So normal size people are going to be between size 1 and size 2, and that is totally dependent on how large they are. So someone like the Hulk is going to be much larger than someone like Superman. The next attribute is agility. So agility is going to be how dodgy a character is, how well he's able to get out of the way of things, and if he's attacked by some specific attacks, you have to try to see if you can dodge them. So the way you do an agility test is you roll 2d8, and you need to roll equal to or under your agility stat. So for example, Black Adam would roll 2 dice, and then he would need to get 7 or less to pass the agility test. The next attribute is going to be stamina. Stamina is how tough your character is. Certain attacks will require you to take stamina checks. Also, if you ever need to make a KO check, or if you need to wake up from being KO'd, you need to roll 2 dice, and you need to roll equal to or under your stamina. So for example, Black Adam, being stamina 10, would need to roll 2d8 and get equal to or under 10 to pass his stamina check. The next attribute is willpower. Willpower is going to be either how much determination someone has or how intelligent they are. So just like the 2 stats before, agility and stamina, willpower, if any attack requires you to take a willpower check, or any ability that someone else has or that you have, if you need to take a willpower check, you need to roll 2d8 and get under your willpower to pass. So, for example, Black Adam would need to roll 2d8 and get 10 or less to pass a willpower check. The next thing we'll go over is skills. This box is going to have any of the special skills or abilities that a character has. So, for example, Black Adam is going to have Regen 1, Strategist, Resist 2 to Physical Defense, Resist 1 to Energy Defense, and Fly. All of these skills will affect Black Adam during the game, and every character is an individual and unique in their skill set. These skills can be found in the DC manual, which is provided by Night Models on their website, and I will have a link in the description of this video. Next, let's move over a box into defense. So every character is going to have 4 different types of defense. Starting from the top, this is physical defense, next energy defense, supernatural defense, and mental defense. It's important to note that any character can spend 1 power when they are targeted by an enemy attack and up their defense by 2. All except for magical defense, which I really like this. It's really fluffy because anybody can brace to take physical damage or energy damage, and then you can focus to try to put up defenses for your mind, but you can never just be like, and I'm more magical defense. I really like that, and it works really well in the game. Now let's go on to attacks. So this is going to be the top right corner to the character card. Any of the boxes, like any of the lines in this box, is going to be different types of attacks that a character can do. So as you can see in the top corner, it's listed attack, cost/frequency, nature/type, damage, range, and effects. So let's go ahead and do an example with Black Adam and do his first attack. So this is called Strength of Amon. It has a cost of 3, so cost 3 power to be able to do. Has a frequency of green, so green means that he can do it multiple times a turn. Blue is going to mean they can do it once a turn, and red is going to be they can do it once a game. This attack is green, so it can be done multiple times a turn. It has a nature of supernatural and a type of magic. So whenever he does this attack, it is going to target his enemy's defense of supernatural. It has a damage of 3, so whenever he hits someone, they're going to take 3 damage on their endurance bar. It has a range of a fist, so fist means that it has to be in close combat, so base contact of another character, and no effect. It's important to note that when you attack another character in the DC Marvel Universe game, you need to beat their current defense. So let's do an example of Black Adam attacking himself. So he uses the Strength of a Mon. It's going to cost 3 power to be able to do. He can do it multiple times a turn. It's going to attack Supernatural. It will do 3 damage, and he has to be in base with it. So say he pays 3 power and does this attack against himself. You would roll 2d8, add his attack stat, which is 6, and you would need to beat a 12. So he would need to roll a 13 or higher on 2d8 plus 6. Let's move on to the next stat. So the next stat is going to be Special Powers, which is the box directly under attacks. This box is going to have any kind of special powers that a character has and can do during their activation or outside of their activation. So for example, Black Adam has Reality Manipulation, which costs 1 power, has a frequency of blue, so he can do it once a turn. Its use is A, which means active. Active means he can only do this during his activation. It has a range of 6 inches, and then its effect is the target must take a willpower roll. If it fails, it cannot use the overload rule until the end of the round. This is an example of just one special power or superpower that any character has. Some characters will have up to 5 or 6 of these. Some characters will only have 1. Some characters will have none. It all just depends on what character they are. The superpowers are also almost always very fluffy. They're great. It makes every character an individual and very unique in the game. Next, let's go over the endurance bar. So the endurance bar is on the very bottom of the card, and it starts on the left side and goes to the right. Whenever a character takes damage, you start on the first blip on the endurance bar and move to the next. So say Black Adam takes damage from his first attack, which is Strength of a Mon. It has a damage of 3. So you would start on the first blip and you would go down 1, 2, 3. So it would be on the 4th blip in the endurance bar. It's also important to note that the endurance bar has 3 distinct colors. The first is considered the gray, or the healthy bar. The second is considered the pale, or the damaged bar. And the last is considered the blue, or the very damaged bar. While a character is in the gray endurance bar, they are fine. As soon as they go into the pale, at the end of the turn, they have to take a KO check to see if they pass out from damage. A KO check is off of your stamina. So for example, if Black Adam ended a turn in the pale bar of his endurance, he would have to roll 2d8 and get equal to or under 10. Just like the pale, the blue, or the very damaged bar, you need to test for a KO at the end of the turn, but then on top of that, as soon as you get knocked into the blue bar, you have to immediately take a KO test during the turn. You must also take a KO test at the end of the turn if you are in the blue as well. It's important to note there is another thing about the endurance bar. Underneath the gray, the pale, and the blue bars, there are usually stat bonuses or negative stats that apply to your character. So for example, while Black Adam is in the gray, he gets +1 to his willpower checks. As soon as he goes into the pale, he gets -1 power, and as soon as he goes into the blue, he gets -2 power and -1 speed. It's important to note that these bonuses and negative stats apply immediately. So as soon as you go into the gray, the pale, or the blue bar. And that's it for this breakdown of the DC Marvel Universe game. I'm really looking forward to doing this game as well on this channel, and I've been working on getting all of my miniatures painted, and I'm really excited about this because this game, it combines both DC and Marvel. So we get to see Civil War stuff, we get to see the Guardians of the Galaxy, and then on top of that, we get to see them fight DC characters. So we get matchups like Superman versus Thor and Batman versus Captain America. We also get to see bad guy versus, so we get to see Loki and Thanos versus Lex Luthor or Black Adam. It's going to be great. I'm really looking forward to battle reports and tactical breakdowns for this game. Give me any feedback that you for tacticals or for characters that you want to see in battle reports. I'm planning on having the entire range. And remember, cause bad guys.